Hey everybody, it's Tech here, and today we're diving deep into the mystical land of BIOS passwords. Unlocking a BIOS administrator password can be tricky and depends on the manufacturer of the computer or motherboard. Whether you're locked out of your own machine or just trying to tinker with some settings, getting past that BIOS password can be a real pain. From simple battery resets to some sneaky backdoor tricks, we'll explore everything you need to know. Let's get started. Before we break out the screwdrivers, let's start with the least invasive method, checking the manual. Sometimes, especially with older machines, manufacturers would include a default backdoor password right there in the documentation. Alright, so the manual didn't have a magic backdoor password. Time for plan B, giving your BIOS a little bit of amnesia. Power down your computer completely and unplug it from the wall. Open the case or remove the back cover to access the motherboard and look for a small coin-shaped battery. That's your CMOS battery. Carefully remove it and let it sit out for about 5 to 10 minutes, then pop it back in. Okay, so the battery reset didn't work, and you're starting to think this BIOS password is more stubborn than a mule. If you're working with a desktop, you might have another trick up your sleeve, the jumper method. Consult your motherboard's manual to locate the password reset jumper, usually labeled something like CLR_CMOS or JCMOS. Move or short this jumper for a few seconds to reset the BIOS password. Time for some sneaky tactics. Some manufacturers, especially the big names like Dell, HP and Lenovo, have been known to use backdoor passwords in their BIOS. These passwords are master keys that can bypass any user-set passwords, and they're often specific to the brand or even the model of your computer. A quick Google search for backdoor BIOS password, your computer brand model, might just turn up some interesting results. If you're feeling adventurous, there are a handful of software tools out there that claim to be able to crack BIOS passwords. Some popular options include PC CMOS Cleaner and CMOS PW. But keep in mind that these tools don't always work, and they can sometimes be a bit sketchy to download and install. Stick to reputable sources and scan anything you download with a good antivirus program before running it. And remember, there's no guarantee that these tools will work, so use them at your own risk. Okay, so you've tried everything, and that BIOS password is still standing strong like a brick wall. At this point, you might want to consider contacting the manufacturer's support team. They'll likely ask for some proof of ownership and might have to escalate your case to a higher tier of support. This is the nuclear option, the last resort for the truly desperate to taking your computer to a professional repair service. This should only be considered if you've exhausted all other options and you're completely out of ideas. Just keep in mind that professional services can be pricey, so be prepared to shell out some cash. So there you have it, folks. We've covered a whole bunch of methods for unlocking those pesky BIOS passwords. Hopefully, you were able to get back into your machine without too much trouble. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tech tips and tricks. Until next time, stay safe and keep on teching.